Moment of silence. Y'all fucked up. TRP forever. Flow light years beyond y'all, you're not scary. I deserve a statue in front of South Ferry. You niggas dead serious, I'm dead serious. How I feel to be second fiddle, I'm just curious. I know why you don't want me on them group songs, cause I turned a group song into a fluke song. I'm too strong, I get it, y'all niggas spooked. If I wasn't fluke, I wouldn't do a feature with Fluke, dog. Nate hyped me, now I'm about to catch a body. If you ain't Tyrone Briggs, nigga, then tread lightly. Try to chill, I really want y'all to just like me, cause y'all stopping the king, homie, it ain't likely. Not fair how I'm punking these rappers scared niggas local, I'm in the air. How these silly niggas compare when they rapping with they ain't living. I'm literal, be literally, lyrically. Y'all niggas so little to me, little me's. Niggas cornballs, base guard, little bees. You never make it out the hood trying to belittle me. Please, competition is a rap here. We the reason why half of these niggas rap here. Shout out to my real niggas who trap here. Watch your back here, cause half of these niggas rats here. Yeah, all rats, no tails. Just real niggas who tells you details.
Chang ain't do this shit, nigga.
Say it again.
Big Brook, N.A. Rock,
You know what I mean?
Side, Shade, the fucking pack, nigga. Stop snitching. We getting money. And fucking a lot of bitches too. I'll holler.
Besides becoming Jasmine Walton's husband, my goal's to be with every Staten artist wasn't. To show the effing world I'm the best recording. Kill your dog and bring him back like I'm Seth MacFarlane. Got too many problems to be stressing all of them. Way too much groupies to have sex with all of them.
Alright, what's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? You know what time it is. It's Knicks and Ish. You know, tea time. Kev is in the building today. My man Kev on daddy duties, multitasking, you know what I mean? Shout out to my guy over here, you feel me? Yeah, but you know, I did a live yesterday to talk about, you know, the trade and Curtis, what's good, my brother? Yeah,
Yo,
I mean, what's
good, Kurt. What's goody, Kurt?
What's good, my brother? Curtis in the building. Starks is in the building.
What up? What up, Starks?
Yeah, I mean, we in the building. Marlon in the building. We see you. I mean, on that YouTube check-in. You feel me? Yeah. So you know, it's a whole lot of hoopla yesterday. Lot of noise being made. a lot of upset fans.
Yup.
A few upset media personalities. And it I mean, I said my piece yesterday, Kev. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna let you start it off on how you feel about this. I know how you feel, but talk to the people.
You know, when it comes to this whole thing with Donovan Mitchell, I'm excited that our front office decided to stand put and keep the kids, man. Because to me, like, let's be real, bro. It's like we've gone through this so many times before, and it never worked. It never worked. You know, like trading for disgruntled stars that don't want to be where they at. Now y'all want us to trade the world for this man, and because we don't get it done, now y'all mad. Y'all should be happy. Like I don't understand. Then it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. If we make the trade, you're mad because we gave up too much.
Facts.
If we don't make the trade, now you're mad because you know, these guys, you don't even know what you're gonna get out of these bench bums. Like what? Like I thought that this was the way to go. Bench, build from the bottom up. That's what I mean. From what I'm seeing as of late, a lot of these good teams, the Bucks, the Celtics, the Grizzlies, the Warriors, you know, these teams are building from the bottom. And look at how it's turning out for them. Why can't the Knicks do the same? Why is it always a problem if we don't get a star? Everybody starts going crazy. Why it always got to be this way? I don't understand it.
You're 100% right, Kev. You're 100% right. I just wanted to go on record by saying Kev, from the very beginning, was against us trading for Donovan Mitchell. From the very beginning, never wavered in that point. So, and I was on the fence. You feel me? I was okay with it as long as the deal looked right. And from what I saw, from what the Knicks offered initially until what was turned down at the end, I didn't like not one of those offers going back and forth between the Knicks and the Jazz. And where I stand on being happy that it didn't happen, like at what end, you trade for Donovan Mitchell, like Kev said, we've seen this show before, trading away all our young talent and draft picks to acquire a star. Excuse me. And don't knock the Donovan Mitchell. I think he's an immense talent, but he's not top 10 in the NBA right now. He's not top 10.
No.
He's not
And
top
then
10.
I'm still one. And you know what kills me too? You know what kills me too? The whole, well, we'll trade for Donovan Mitchell and figure it out later.
There's nothing left to figure it out after you trade Donovan Mitchell. We kind of shit the bag. You trade. I mean, if we did it, right? So I'm just going to use the Cavs as an example because they actually did it. The Cavs are in literally win now mode. Like it's over for them as far as future goes. But they had the roster to kind of do that. You feel me? Like, nah, I really don't even know. They're not. To me, they're not even top 4 in the East right now. So, with that being said, I don't think they're top 8 in the whole entire NBA, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think they're better than none of the top 4 teams in each conference. So now they're stuck in limbo for at least the next 3 years. You feel me? Like not being able to, improve in no kind of way.
Okay,
because,
Daddy, sorry. I'm sorry.
Because they can't trade none of their draft picks. Like no more first rounders can be traded from them because it's clipped. You feel me? It's clipped. And they still got young talent though, which bodes well for them. But as far as making any other moves, they're going to have to just bank on being able to trade players to try to increase anything. But what you see with them now is what you get. And to me, they're not even top 8 in the NBA period. You feel me? I don't see them getting out of the second round against some of the more elite teams. And my point that I was trying to make in the longest roundabout way was if the Knicks made that same kind of trade, we would have been screwed. It's so funny that you hear, people that's talking about how great Donovan Mitchell is and what he's going to do for how far he's going to take the Cavs. But if he was a Knick, we would have still been a lottery team.
Yep.
Like, make it make sense to me. You feel me? And again, no knock on Donovan, but we're talking about a guy who never made it out of the second round in Utah. Never made it out. So you're gonna bank and mortgage your whole entire future on a guy that you can't even say that, hey, his history is going to the conference finals and the finals. Like a Kawhi or Giannis or KD or LeBron or Steph. Those are the kind of people you make those trades for. And I'm being long-winded. I'm gonna land the plane, but at the end of the day, when you look at what they gave up, I said it a lot yesterday, and I'm gonna say it again because I think it needs to be realized. Like, that's no slouch trade. Like all the things that the Cavs gave up for one guy. You're talking about 3 unprotected. The guy that they drafted in the lottery this year.
Yep.
Ochia, whatever his name is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you could essentially say that's an unprotected draft pick. You
Yep.
feel me? Like, so You want to say 4 unprotected and 2 pick swaps. That's 6 picks, 6 first rounders right there. Boom.
Well,
right? And regardless of their need, regardless of their need for Colin Sexton, right?
Hold on a second, bro. Sorry. Baby.
You good, bro. You good. Daddy duty calls, man.
Yo, you already know how that goes.
What I'm saying. So then you no matter what their need for Colin Sexton was, still has a pretty decent value as a young player that's giving you 22 a night. You know what I mean? Like, still has a very high value in that regard, right?
Right.
And Larry Marketing is not a scrub. Laurie Marketing is not a scrub. He's a solid young player. So you give up all of that for one guy, and you're not going to you're not winning the championship. That team is not winning the championship. I'm sorry. And if we would have did the same thing, they would have been screaming and crying about all the things we gave up to get Donovan Mitchell. It'd have been screaming and crying. The same people that's like, yo, I can't believe we didn't make the trade happen, would have been crying about us not making the trade. I mean, if we made that same trade. The people that screaming that we didn't make the trade now would have been crying if we didn't made the same trade. Yeah. So it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. So I just want to talk about what that means, Barry, in the building.
What's good, Barry? What's goody, fellas? What's going on?
Vision is major. That's a lifer on Twitter, right?
Yeah, yup.
Yeah, shout out to my guy. You know what I mean? Word. So I just want to talk about what this means for us moving forward. You know what I mean? Like, now that we're finally past the whole debacle that is the Donovan Mitchell saga, and it's safe to say that me and Kev are relieved that it did.
Sorry, bro. Hold on 1 second.
You good, bro? It's safe to say that me and Kev are relieved that it didn't happen. You know what I mean? So now it's time for us to talk about what this means for this team moving forward. You know, I'll start. You know what I mean? I think the Knicks fans are so short-sighted, man. It's so blinded by star chasing.
Yeah.
Like you don't get to appreciate what's happening on this team.
Yeah.
Like, we have a log jam of young talent, bro. Like, we sit here and we try to figure out which guys need to get minutes over which guys, because all these guys could get minutes.
Yep.
That's a good problem. Because now you get to figure out, hey, are we going to keep this young guy? Should we extend this young guy? You feel me? What makes sense for the team? And we're in a really good space, bro. Really good space. And you know, one of the things that people been complaining about is, but I'm gonna ask you how you feel about how we are in the situation of this team as far as the makeup and players as of right now.
I love it, bro. I mean, you know, we finally got what we hadn't had in 20 years? A point guard. A point guard. We actually got a point guard now. You know, before everybody start bashing and get, you know, we got to give this team a chance to grow with each other, man. Like, you got to give these kids a chance. You got to give Grimes a chance, Quick a chance. You know, these young kids are working hard to try to come back this season and do great things, bro. You know, but if we don't give these young kids a chance, then what do y'all want to do? I mean, it's a proven fact, right? It's a proven fact. And I hate to bring it up, but just look at the Brooklyn Nets. Yo, just look at the Brooklyn Nets. They went, traded the world for James Harden, only to lose him and trade him again for another disgruntled star. Then you got, nobody wants to be there. They all there, but they don't really want to be there because nobody wanted to trade for those guys. So here you go. Now you got this bad culture over there for all for the love of stars. Nah, man.
Facts.
You know what? It's time that things change. It's times that we. It's about time, and this is why I love Leon Rose in this front office, because they're like, you know what? They're like, you know what? Y'all not gonna fleece us.
Facts.
We're gonna go along with these kids that we drafted and picked up, and we're gonna go with them and see how this works out. Cause I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I really believe we're gonna be a playoff team this year. I think so.
I agree with you 100%.
I really do think so.
100%.
I really do think I'm going for the things that I think that us Knicks fans should be discussing. We should not be discussing of what stars to get. We should be discussing what lineups are we putting up for the start of the
Facts.
season.
Facts.
I know my lineup. I know my lineup will be Jalen Brunson, Quentin Grimes, R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson. That's my starting five.
Yeah,
I'm happy with that,
absolutely.
and I
Me
think
too.
it could work.
That's my starting five too. But realistically, Evan Fournier start. I mean,
I
like,
mean, I'm gonna be
I,
honest with you, bro. I'm gonna be real honest with you, man. There's no way in hell Evan Fournier is gonna outplay Quentin Grimes or Cam Reddish. I don't see it.
yeah, yeah. I just think I think the fact that he's a veteran and the money that he's making is going to definitely lead Coach Tommy T to start him. Yo, listen, I hope I'm wrong. I really do hope I'm wrong in that regard, bro. Like, this is not a situation that I'm saying this because I want to be right. I don't want to be right in this regard, but I just think that Coach Tommy T is going to play Fournier in the
I
start
wouldn't.
lineup.
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it because we all know Coach Tommy T is a hard headed coach, but I think that if you see somebody outperforming somebody in camp, yo, come on, man, you gotta give that man a didn't you learn your lesson from last year, Coach
Yeah,
Tibbs, when you didn't play the kids when you were supposed to? Didn't you learn? And
yeah.
then what happened last year when you played them? They showed out for you.
So, I mean, he really has no choice but to play the kids because the team is essentially all kids now. So, like, that motto really don't work. You feel me? Because if you look at it, like, in say for instance, even if Evan starts, right, you still got two kids in R.J. Barrett and Jalen Brunson in the start lineup. Back up, you got Emmanuel Quickly, one of the kids. Derrick Rose is probably gonna get some PT. Quentin Grimes or Cam Reddish kids. One of them gonna get burnt. Obi kid. Hartenstein is still young. You feel me? And he's gonna be interchangeable with Jericho Sims.
Know that, baby. Know that.
And let it be known that if you look at the makeup of this roster, is the fact of the front office has been trying to build a team in a certain way. Fraz and JJ Jackson is in the
What
building.
up,
I see you,
JJ?
my
What's good,
guys.
brother?
You feel me? The front office has been trying to build this team in a certain way. Right? We took a gamble with Kemba Walker because we knew we needed a point guard. Kemba Walker is supposed to do everything that we hope Jalen Brunson's going to do. You feel me? Be able to come, organize the offense, be able to be aggressive, run pick and roll, be aggressive in pick and roll, get to the paint, be able to spray the ball out. Those are the things that we was hoping Kemba Walker was going to be able to do, but Kemba Walker obviously was not himself. You scrap that real fast. You know how hard it would have been for most other teams to get rid of that Kemba Walker contract, even though it was mad low. Like, that would have been a difficult contract for most teams to get rid of. We did that, right? So now we got a point guard that's able to complement our best players' games. BJ in the building, I see you, bro.
Good, BJ. What's goody, my guy?
So now you talk about a player in Jalen Brunson that can raise the level of play of R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle, and Evan Fournier, because Evan Fournier is a person who needs a point guard as well. If you look at his best year, he played with Alfred and Michael Carter Williams, right? And Michael Carter Williams in the beginning of his career was solid.
Yeah.
He was solid until he started getting injured. Same thing with Alfred Payton. He was solid. But we was avoided that last year. You feel me? That's why everybody suffered. So I think I really think we're gonna see a 2 to 3 point increase per game in RJ Barrett's game this season. I think we start seeing Julius Randle go back to being more effective and efficient.
Because now we finally got a point guard that could take the ball out of his hands. He don't have to go up the court with all the time.
Bro, and for people who say, I don't want to get into the Julius Randle thing because that's what's gonna happen. You feel me? we be caping for boy. You know what I mean? But
like, bro, if I told you a trade that I heard yesterday, you would laugh. You would laugh, but I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
Yeah. So you know so with Jalen Brunson, I'm talking about even Obi now. So even times where Obi's could be on the court without having to be effective with just the manual quickly. You feel me? They say let's hear the trade, Kev. Let's hear the trade that you heard. They say let's hear the trade you heard.
Oh. They wanted to trade. Get ready. Get ready. They wanted to trade Julius Randle for Kristaps Porzingis.
Man, if they don't get the fuck up out of here.
I was just like, wow.
So you want to take a guy that's giving you 20, 10, and 5, and damn near Iron Man, don't almost miss no games, for a guy that's gonna give you 50 games.
Yep. And a guy who, if y'all don't remember, y'all complain about slapping a laptop out of somebody's hand, but this man was accused of raping somebody.
I didn't even know that. That's craziness.
Kristaps, you don't remember that?
Oh yeah, I do. That was wild.
So we're gonna bring in a guy, right? Who not only forced his way out of New York,
facts,
right? But this guy was accused of raping a woman. Is this what we doing?
Yeah, he didn't want to be here. You know what I mean? He didn't want to be here.
Come on, man. This got to be the worst ever.
Yo. Yeah, I mean, you know that's coming. You know, because I was on Sports and Therapy Spaces. Shout out to Rels and B. I was on their spaces last night, and Rels was saying something that make a lot of sense. Like, here we go. We're going right back to the bullshit that we was in now that we can't talk about Donovan Mitchell. We going
shout out to Rels and Ariel over there in Therapy and Spill. Yo, I love that. I love that space. And a lot of the times I never get to finish listening because my kids be going up on me and they don't never let me get a chance to hear it. I'm like, God, man.
Nah. Yeah, I spoke on there last night a little bit. You know what I mean? I was tuned in. But so yeah, like he said it. He's like, yo, now they can't talk about Donovan Mitchell. They went right back to the same bullshit. Trade Julius Randle. Every day. Trade Julius Randle. Fire Tibbs. The same shit that we was complaining about last year. They right back on the stupid shit.
Knicks for quits, baby.
And it's painfully apparent that, yo, they're not going to trade Julius Randle. And let's not say it's because, his value is low. No, they do not want to trade Julius Randle. And I feel rightfully so. Mm-hmm. Julius Randle is a really good basketball player, bro. He was asked to do something that he's not equipped to do. Fact. And he tried to do it. And he took on all the weight of doing that. He never came out and said, yo, I'm not really comfortable, running point forward. But, hey, that's what they – he never said nothing.
None of that.
He never said nothing.
Nothing.
I know that he would rather – because I seen it in the beginning of the season when he got Kemba Walker, and his expectations of Kemba Walker was, hey, take the ball, Kemba. And Kemba give the ball right back to Julius.
Yep.
Like, when RJ Barrett get hot, what Julius Randle do? Run it right up to RJ Barrett. Force feed him the ball. I'm going to make sure you get this basketball.
Doing pick and pops with Evan Fournier all the time.
Like, so it's painfully apparent that Julius Randle's not getting traded. Make your grips with that. You feel me? Make your grips with that. Instead of saying that, oh, he's a bum, because he's had more good years in the NBA than he's had bad years. You feel me? More good years, more high. His last year in New Orleans, he averaged he shot 50-something% from the field, and that's before he developed the 3-point shot. He still averaged like 54% from the field, shooting 24% from three. That's when he had a point guard, somebody that he can run pick and roll with, get downhill, do what he does best. You feel me? Like, so instead of writing him off as this perennial bum, which he's never been in his whole entire career, how about you show some encouragement and hope that he turns this around? I'm not saying don't have your criticisms of him from last year, but I'm saying, like, at this point, it's like, yo, we should be like, yo, I hope Julius turns it around this year. I hope he turns it around. And if he doesn't, then we need to exercise some options for him.
Yeah. Facts.
But to say that he's going to hurt the team, or he can't mesh well with nobody on the team, I really have to question your basketball IQ.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you what it all comes down to. It all comes down to, because of the simple fact that they not over the Julius Randle telling them to shut the F up and giving them the thumbs down. They still with that, bro. They still in their feelings about that. It's not about all that other stuff. They're mad because finally a player came up and defended himself. That's it's simple as that, bro.
Yeah, and that's what it is, man. And you hear it all the time, and you hear reiterations of what was said. I seen somebody say, "Yeah, he told the fans F you." No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Yeah,
How was telling you shut the F up is the same as telling you F you? It's not.
No, maybe you fans deserve it. I mean, at that point in time, you have fans disrespecting his family, and he finds that out that y'all disrespecting his wife and kids who's in the stands, and then got the nerve to say, well, don't bring them then no more. Don't bring them to the games then. How you gonna tell a man not to bring his family to the games?
So you can be an asshole.
So you could, so you can literally sit there and disrespect my wife and 2 kids. Like, somebody's gonna be okay with somebody doing that to them. I don't understand that.
So I need to not be able to bring my son, who loves me very much and want nothing more than to watch me play basketball, a sport that he loves very much. I don't need to bring him because you can't be a mature adult and watch a sport. Like, that's wild. But again, I really don't want, because we could do this all day defending Julius.
Yeah, facts.
But another concern that I have from the Knicks fans is the recent uproar of, oh, we're paying all this much money, 300. What they say in 400, what is not, like $350-something million for Julius, RJ Barrett, and Jalen Brunson. This front office is horrible. Clearly, y'all don't know what y'all talk about. Y'all don't know how the financial situation looks or is in the NBA and what players really make. You know what I mean? Y'all just hear these high numbers because maybe y'all old school fans, and $20 million in 99 was a lot of money. But let me break down some basic facts for you guys, right? RJ Barrett, Jalen Brunson, and Julius Randle, none of them are in the top 40 in the NBA as far as highest players in the NBA go. None of them in the top 40.
RJ's not even top 50, bro.
Facts, right? Then you add the whole team. The team is 20th in salary, with all these big salaries, quote unquote, that you guys are claiming that the Knicks have. These ginormous salaries. We are 20th out of 30 teams. that sounds amazing to me. That sounds amazing to me. With a whole bunch of young talent, some of the bigger contracts are on descending contracts.
That's great.
Like, so, the longer we have them, the cheaper they get. The new CBA coming in 2 years. So I don't understand what's the complaint about money. We spending all this money to not even make the playoffs or barely be a play-in team. Who says we're gonna be in the play-in team?
Mm-hmm.
How many games last year we lost, right? That we should have won. Of simple fact that we didn't have a point guard. We all know it. We all see it. We all complained about it.
Yup.
So now we talking about.
Okay, baby, you can sit down.
We rectified the major issue with this
Stay there,
team.
baby. Sit down.
We rectified the major issue with this team. So what makes you think that we can't be a play? I think we're gonna go. I think we succeed. That's me. You know what I mean? That's me. I'm a firm believer we succeed. And everybody, but on paper, you think we're better than some of these teams? I'm like, I think y'all overselling Toronto. I think Toronto's okay. You feel me? I think they're okay. I don't think they're like this world beater team. I think there's a few teams I feel that way about. Like, I think the Hornets, they're not going to be good. I think like there's a few teams that I could put ourselves over to get into that 6th spot. You feel me? But yeah, man. I'll say it again. Yeah, we'll make the playoffs, man. That's just my thing. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I think so too. I think we're gonna be a 7 and 8 seed, a 7 for 8 seed.
That's playing. When I say playoffs,
I got you.
I mean, no playing, making the playoffs. I think we could absolutely be a 6 seed team.
You think we're gonna be like a 5th or 6th seed?
I think 6. 6 is my number. I won't go as high as 5th, but I think 6 is my number. I like 6. I love that number for us, and because I'm gonna be realistic, we're nowhere near close to the upper echelon of the Eastern Conference, the Milwaukee's, the Bostons.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
I think we're gonna fuck Boston up in the regular season, but as them being a better team than us overall, I yes, you feel me? Like I think they're gonna win more games than we are.
Yeah.
I said the Sixers. I even got Brooklyn higher in the standings than us, but I think we're gonna fuck them up when we play them too. Like it's a few teams. I don't think we're on their level. You know what I mean? But I think we could slide into the 6th seed because one, we're the underdogs. Not much is expected of us. That's gonna work well for us. And 2, I think we're a whole lot better than everybody giving us credit for. And Cam Reddish is gonna get PT this year, and he's gonna bust ass. That's another thing too.
Yeah, I agree, bro. I agree. And that's another thing, right? I'm glad you brought up Cam Reddish. Where the hell does Mark Berman come up with Cam Reddish asking for a trade? Like, here we go again. starting rumors that are not true. Then Cam Reddish goes on Twitter and says, "What? When did I say this?" Like, yo, bro, what?
Knicks for clicks is real, especially Mark Berman is the king of Knicks for clicks. Mark Berman, he's like,
I'm making chicken and French fries.
Listen, man, I ain't one for taking food out of nobody's mouth, but the Post need to do better, man.
Yo, for real. Like the editor-in-chief needs to put Mark Berman, pull him aside and say, listen, when does this stop? I get it. I get what you're trying to do, but when are you going to start putting up actual, like stuff that's real?
That's a
Stuff,
fact.
the actual facts.
And to the people who retweet Mark Berman and act like this stuff is actual fact, when has he ever been correct about anything? Like I'm curious. I don't know his whole history. I am just curious because in my recollection, he hasn't been right about shit ever. You feel me? But yet still, he has this huge platform and people actually listen to him. Like he didn't. Why would he ask for the trade? And then and another thing too. I'm sorry to jump all over the place, right? But the whole Tibbs hate Cam. Like I've seen a few fans. Tibbs hate Cam Reddish. He don't never want to play him. I'm like, yo, I keep on giving Tony credit for this because I think this was an amazing take. He's like, yo, Tibbs is a hard work gets you PT type coach. That's the message that he preaches to everybody. You work hard, and when your chances, your time is available, you're gonna get the PT, right? So if that's the message you're preaching, and you got guys who's been there all season busting their ass in practice, not complaining about not getting PT, saying all the right things in the media, a la Quentin Grimes, they was asking about not playing. He like, man, coach, when I'm ready, I trust coach. You feel me? Like saying all the great things. Then you trade for Cam Reddish and you're supposed to be like, nah, play this motherfucker over everybody. Like, you don't lose the locker room like that. Your message is completely gone. You can't tell guys to bust their ass in practice and be like, yo, nah, you just literally playing who you wanted to play. Cam had to wait his time like everybody else and earned his minutes. And when his time was available and he started playing well, he was getting PT.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
He was getting PT. So I know I criticize Tibbs a lot. And my biggest criticism on Tibbs is I hate the fact that he works his stars as hard as he does. You feel me? That's my biggest criticism on him. But I still think he's a great coach.
Yeah. He's just a knucklehead sometimes.
Stubborn as shit. Stubborn as shit. You feel me?
But you know what? But you know what's important? You know what's important that nobody ever mentions? The kids are buying into his system.
Yeah, I was about to say the same shit, Kev.
Yo, you know what? Great minds think alike, bro. The kids are buying into his system. The kids actually like him. Everybody don't like him, but the kids love him.
And what you also hear them say is, excuse me, he holds us all accountable. Even
as you should.
Even though it may not look like it, because you know Tibbs may not be yelling at Julius Randle in front of a stadium full of people, but Julius Randle also says, "Yo, that's why I like Tibbs. He holds me accountable." Like when they asked Julius, I don't know if y'all remember the clip from the Woj's podcast when he was talking to Julius Randle, and he was with Leon Rose and World Wide West, and they was asking him what he needed to, help this team win. One of the first things Julius Randle said was a coach that will hold me accountable. So what they did, they went and got Tibbs. You feel me? Like we so focused on the negatives and don't look at the pieces that's being built right in front of our eyes. We want to skip steps. We want to go from being completely ass to a championship contending team in 2 years. It does not work that way.
No.
It does not work that way. It never has worked that way. You have to build the foundation and bring in other things to help that foundation. You have to develop these kids so they RJ Barrett either develops into a star or a great number 2 guy. And then you're able to bring in a star, whether it be free agency or whatever. And then you have a whole bunch of solid young role players around that's outplaying their contracts. That's what good teams do.
Yep. They don't go break up their teams and make trades and none of that.
It is very rare that you see a team trade And then when it's trades that are successful, right? Like for a star, it's usually star for star, a la Toronto and Spurs. You feel me? Like those are the kind of trades that are successful. Like because it's a one guy for one guy, or a slightly heavier package on one pause. That was crazy. A slightly bigger offer on one side than it is the other, but it's never these like gigantic one-sided trading everything over for another side trade that are successful and win championships. It just doesn't happen. And sorry to revert back to the Donovan Mitchell situation. Like, bro, we weren't going to be a championship team if we traded for Donovan Mitchell. It wasn't going to happen, bro. Like we'd have been stuck in pretty much the same position.
Especially after that first trade you mentioned. Like, yo, Obi, RJ, Mitch, Grimes.
I don't think I'd have watched the season if we'd have made that trade.
I mean, goodness gracious. that would have freaking tampered everything. We was like, what?
Bro. And then that was the other thing about their fans are complaining about too. How is Quentin Grimes untouchable, but RJ Barrett isn't? But this is the same people I watch complain about how Donovan Mitchell and RJ Barrett is going to coexist because they play the same game. So, I mean, I didn't want the trade to happen. I'm against it. You feel me? Like RJ Barrett being traded for Donovan Mitchell. But in theory, if we're working with that theory, right? One of them might have had to go for it to work. You feel me? Like one of them might have had to go for it to work because their games are similar. Both of them need to get close to the rim. They both slashes. Donovan Mitchell is better.
Yeah.
But so like you can't have it both ways, right? You can't have it both ways.
No, you can't.
I'm just rambling right now because I'm going through all the complaints that I've been seeing on social media. And another thing, Knicks fans and media talk heads alike, right? We're saying that what the Knicks is going to do with such a small backcourt. You got a 6-foot point guard, 5'10" point guard, and you got a 6'2" shooting guard. What they gonna do with that small backcourt? Newsflash: Darius Garland is 6'1". He's listed as 6'1".
Like, yo, the bunch of hypocrites, bro.
Darius Garland is listed as 6'1". He might be 6 foot, solid, right? Flat 6 foot. Then you got Donovan Mitchell at the 2, at 6'2", listed as 6'2". Neither one of them play defense.
And like Fraz says, Donovan Mitchell has an injury history.
Facts.
Every single season he's had an injury history. Shout out to my man Fraz, but it's the fucking truth.
Facts. These are facts. He does. Yo. The Cavs backcourt is going to play absolutely no defense. They're going to pray for Jared Allen to save their lives all the time. And as good as Jared Allen is, he's no Rudy Gobert on defense, bro. You feel me? Rudy Gobert is different defensively. You know what I mean? Like, he's different. Jared Allen is really good. I'm not saying he's not. I'll say he's top 3 in the NBA as big man defenders. You feel me? But you're going to see Jared Allen in a lot of foul trouble this season.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of foul trouble. Because why? Teams are going to attack Garland and Donovan Mitchell on the defense every game.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're going to talk about, essentially, Cleveland's going to go into, we're going to outscore you mode. We're not going to stop you, so we're going to outscore you mode. They might have a good chance at that. I don't know. But defensively, they're not gonna be good. They're not gonna be good
Nope.
at all.
Nope. Defensively, and now they bench got hit.
With Laurie Marketing gone.
But you know, like, and those kids had injury history. Colin Sexton had an injury history. Marketing had a injury history. So,
and you look at their bench, they got Olet. I think Rondo's still on that team.
Kevin
Rondo's
Love,
Kevin Love, injury prone. Rubio, injury prone.
Ricky Rubio, yep.
Yeah, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, yeah, Curtis said the Fro also. The Fro be sitting down a lot too. I ain't gonna hold you. Frad said the same thing. Jared Allen injury prone. You know what I mean? So, I ain't gonna hold you. I don't know. All I know is I got mad faith in my team, son. Derrick Rose,
Fact.
Man, you quickly coming off the bench.
Fact.
Like, what? I think you're gonna see a major leap in Obi and Emmanuel quickly on the court together this year.
And people forget how well of a connection Derrick Rose has with Emmanuel Quickly and Obi Toppin and them.
Facts.
People sleep on the leadership, and not only that, the connection he has with Jalen Brunson.
Facts.
Nobody ever talks about the leadership of Derrick Rose, but that's another guy they want traded away. I don't understand it.
I think, listen, man, if you want to do anything and start to build a successful culture, you need veterans like Derrick Rose, who's experienced success. You feel me?
Facts.
And can tell people and tell the young guys what it takes to get there.
Yeah.
Now, Derrick Rose is one of those guys that you need on the team. You can't have a team of just nothing but young guys. You just can't. You need that one veteran. Like, and then, the next rumor was, Carmelo Anthony interest coming back. I'm on the fence with that. Because if Melo come back, he going to get PT. And I don't want him to take away PT from none of the young guys. But on the flip side, I understand what he can mean as a mentor, on like how we were just talking about Derrick Rose being a mentor. I can understand, like, that would be something special, especially to somebody like Julius Randle. I think Julius Randle desperately needs Melo on this team. Desperately needs him. Now, if Carmelo is willing to come and not play, a whole bunch of minutes, maybe a 10-minute spot a game, if that, you feel me, and not play every game, and this is pretty much the farewell tour for Carmelo Anthony, I'm with that. I could live with that for Melo. If the farewell tour, not playing a whole bunch of minutes, maybe 10 minutes if that, just to get on the court and show people that this is it, I could live with that. That's a fact, Curtis. I ain't mad at that.
Man, daddy duty calls is around.
Nah. Bro, you ain't got to apologize for that, man. We already understand.
Yo, man.
Shout out to all the dads out there, man, putting in that work, you heard? Like,
facts, bro.
I was just talking about, the another rumor of Melo wanting to come back and how I'm on the fence with that. If Melo comes back, he's going to get PT. And that's the problem, right? Because that means somebody else is not going to get PT. But then if you look at it, it's also damn near 30 minutes to spread out because Alec Burke is gone.
Yep.
There's a whole 30 minutes right there. Yep. That could be spread out between some players. I think Julius Randle desperately needs Carmelo to be on this team.
Yeah, I would agree with that 100%.
I think Melo is the perfect person to tell him how to navigate the bullshit, right? And like Curtis said, I think Obi could use Melo too. I think could Melo be on the team for Obi with what? if he could learn a few tricks from Melo offensively, what?
Yo,
What?
and not only Melo though. Like if I was Leon Rose and the Knicks front office, I would send him to the school, that school of Hakeem Olajuwon, bro.
Yo,
All the
I
best,
don't.
all the best players went to him, and look, LeBron James, Tim Duncan, all the best guys went to that man, bro.
Bruh,
He can learn a
I
few
don't.
things or two.
I don't understand why more NBA players don't do it. You feel me? Like, if I was a power forward center, I'd be like, "Excuse me, Hakeem, the Dream. Can you take me under your tutelage?"
Facts.
Because I was saying the same thing when we had Porzingis. I was like,
Word, Kurt.
I said, yo, if Porzingis ever went to school of Olajuwon, oh my God. Oh my God. He's averaging 29 a night.
I see so much, like when it comes to Obi. Like I always said it. If Obi could somehow knock down that 3-point shot and work on his post game with that little spin move that he got going on, he'd be vicious out there.
Facts. But I did hear that Akeem's school ain't cheap. You feel me? So a young player like Obi might not be looking at his coin like, that might sound nice.
Well, you know what? We got one of the richest owners in basketball, nigga. Pay that money.
Word.
If you want to see your players grow, you gotta invest in your players.
I would go right to Leon and be like, I want to go to the Akeem school, but you gonna have to foot this bill, man, because bro out here taxing. You feel me? But yeah, I agree with you, man. They need to send Obi there. Like if Obi spends some time with Hakeem and bro, and I'm not saying that he got to post up. I'm not even saying that he has to post up all the time. It's just like, yo, you got a mismatch. All right, go to work. Go to work. Mouse in the house. Let me show you this footwork. You know what I mean? Like,
word.
But yeah, I think, bruh, we in such a good space, man. We in such a good space. I just think the disappointment of last season and not getting Donovan Mitchell after but this is the same shit that happens I don't even understand what's the major outcry and disappointment from.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same shit that happens every year. Every year we in talks in the conversation to get whoever's the big free agent or big trade person every year. And what the media does, they know that the Knicks fans are thirsty.
Yup, and they clickbait Knicks fans all the time, and they fall for the nonsense.
Bro, and we get our hopes up every time. Every time.
Yep.
Every time we get our hopes up, like, yo, yeah, this time we finally gonna get somebody. And it never happens.
Fact.
So why y'all so outraged?
Facts.
And you should be happy this time that it didn't happen, because what Dano said, what did it cost you? Everything. Because that's what it would have cost us. Because Danny Ainge is an a-hole and he was trying to overtax us. Because look at what he took from the Cavs and look what he turned down in the first trade offer from the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
It's essentially the same motherfucking trade.
Yup. Facts. Oh man, let me jump up out of here, bro, because I'm getting screamed at over here, man.
It's all good. I'm about to get off this too. Shout out to you for pulling up, even though you in full dad mode. I appreciate you, good brother.
I appreciate you, man. We'll talk.
Yeah, you already. I'll see
all
you
right,
tonight.
brother.
Who run the city? You already know.
All right, brother. Be easy, man.
All right, later.
All right, later, bro.